So, Brooks,
Yo,
it's that time of the year again.
indubitably is time for na 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 na. You know the jingle.
hmm It's basketball season. NBA's back for better or worse. We kind of waited a little, so we let every team get at least their first game in. So we've got some action to talk about, some sort
Overreaction.
of performances to formulate opinions and predictions on. But first, let's jump into it.
Welcome to the greatest podcast on earth. Nothing agreed. We have a great show for you tonight, so stay tuned and buckle up.
Yo, 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 welcome back to another episode of Nothing Agreed. NBA back with the boys today. Baron. We already talked about it. No. We are back, baby. We are back to hoops. How are we
Yep,
feeling?
feeling good. Like we said, kind of waited a little bit. Probably should have done this a little sooner, but we let every team play. So, we let every team play, and it.
Look
I
at us,
was.
look at
I'm
us.
not gonna lie. We're gonna talk quickly. As a Sixers fan, was not excited heading into the season. Had maybe 2 or 3 things to be excited for, but everything's looking a little different now.
Undefeated basketball team.
That's right.
And I didn't
So,
winless basketball team. So,
so,
it was really not.
um, yeah, but well, it's a long season, Brooks. It's only game one of 82, as you know and I know. You can't get caught up on the first game, but first week does say a lot about teams, and I think the first thing we should do is just talk about the teams that have played 2 games so far.
Sure.
Thunder and Warriors, I believe.
Thunder and Warriors.
That's
That would be
right.
correct.
Yes, sir. Thunder 2-0 already.
Warriors 2-0 already.
Exactly. So, yeah. What do you want to talk about first, Thunder or Warriors?
Let's put the Thunder first. Of course, they are the
The
defending,
reigning champs.
reigning national, whatever you want to say, basketball association champions. You want to say in the world, you want to say in the United States, whatever. Of the United States, hold up, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
This team is back to being complete, baby. I mean, this team is the NBA Finals front runner, as they should be. The team that has the highest odd to win. And when you have the MVP of the NBA on your team alongside those weapons, it's a little scary hours, but back-to-back double overtimes to get the job done.
Mm-hmm. First game, we'll talk about that first against the Rockets. Look, pulling up the box score here. I apologize. But,
All
yeah,
right.
Shea Gilgeous
Double
Alexander. Great
Shea.
game. Chet Holmgren, 28 points.
Shea in great game.
Is it not a
For
great game?
I
One
mean,
for nine. Yeah, that's not terrible.
yeah,
Let's see how many
and
free throws he shot.
it's 10 of 14. I remember
Yeah,
that.
there you
I
go.
mean,
That's
you
right.
look at that game, it wasn't really a good game. Wasn't really a good game.
Now look at the
Sengun,
other side of the ball.
Shingun looked like a little baby Jokic.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean everyone's been talking about him for years, just kind of waiting for him to sort of take that next step. Kind of looks like he might have found it, Brooks.
yeah,
Almost a near 40 bomb for the opening game, 5 for 8 from three. You love when your center's doing that. Kevin Durant, the newest Rocket, 23 points in his debut. Did foul out though.
did foul
So
out. Did pull a Jawan Howard, little
okay,
Fab Five, or Chris Webber.
interesting.
Actually, that's what it is, Chris Webber.
I am gonna
Like
go ahead and say 47 minutes for Kevin Durant at this age is kind of insane.
double
Um,
overtime. No,
that's
double
fair,
overtime.
but still, that's something you probably want to minimize if you want him to be available throughout the season. Just speaking from experience with guys at that age. So, yeah, good games for both teams, really. I don't think this is something for the Rockets to get hung up about. I'd still say they're probably one of the favorites coming out of the West with the roster they have. What would you say?
Look, again, there are one of the favorites in the West to do it. I still like the Oklahoma City Thunder to go back to back. That's still my thought. But I think this first game, you pushing on banner night the national champions of the world champions, right? You push them to double overtime. I know you lose, but you push them that far. I think it shows the potential of this team. And this team did not play their
Nope.
best brand of basketball either. I mean, you had like 20 something plus turnover, like 26, 28 maybe. I mean, you shot 27% from three, if I'm not mistaken. So
Sorry.
wasn't their best.
Sorry, my AirPods cut out. So yeah, we'll move on from the Rockets and the Thunder. Like you said, long season, so we'll see what they got. Lakers Warriors was the other game from opening night.
We were back. We are
yes,
back, baby.
yes, sir.
Draymond Green people in the first 4 minutes.
Yeah,
we are back.
Yes, we are. Jimmy Butler, big game. Steph Curry, nice little 23. Jonathan Kuminga just got that extension. Nice little 17, looks like. Buddy Hield, 17 off the bench. So, yeah, doesn't look like it was a bad game at all from the Warriors. The Lakers, that's kind of where we're going to be looking at. Luka Doncic was kind of the one-man show out there. Had some help from Austin Reeves, but, yeah, just kind of doing it by himself. No LeBron, missing the first, is it weeks or just games?
Weeks,
yeah. Missing the first couple of weeks from that injury, so probably is going to be Luka doing a lot for the most of it, but went out and got DeAndre Ayton this offseason. A little 10-6 action from him, but probably want to see more from him based on kind of what you brought him on to do. What are we thinking about the Lakers going into the season, Brooks? I know that's one of the teams everyone wants to talk about. So,
of course, it's Los Angeles. I mean, look at the first game. Look at Luka Doncic, man.
Yeah,
that is the Luka that the Dallas Mavericks traded away. That you can do. Luka, in my opinion, that's going to sound a little crazy. Luka, in my opinion, is that one-man wrecking machine. But of course, when he has those people around him, it's a little bad sometimes. He's not the Luka that knows and dominates, but still one of the best players in the league. And God, I don't like the Lakers this year, man. I really
I don't either. I mean, they're
not in terms of efficiency, but in terms of their competitiveness.
I just look at this team. It just doesn't look like it's going to be great compared to some of the top teams in the West. We'll get to some of them, but the Thunder and the Rockets, I think that's two right there. Even the Warriors, we'll see how they keep it up. If Steph Curry's got another full season in him, I know he's getting up there in age, as is Jimmy Butler, as is Draymond Green, even though he said he had however many seasons left. My thing, they kept their new guys, Jonathan Kuminga, Gary Payton, Pod, so maybe they can sort of take over some of the scoring output and help with the transition, but that's kind of going to be the big question for me for Golden State going into the season.
Yeah, I agree. Also, they are an aging team as well, so this is now or never for Golden State, especially because they traded for Jimmy Butler. So
exactly. But before we move on to the East, are there any other contenders in the West you'd like to talk about?
Contenders is a strong word. I'm trying to think of just contenders. I mean, those are really your contenders. The Nuggets, I think, are the kind of, in my opinion, could be the 2 seed or 3 seed in the West, and honestly could make the best run and shot at the Thunder. Because of course you have Jokic. I mean, Jokic is insane. Aaron Gordon. We didn't touch up on the game that played last night. Aaron Gordon dropped 50 something, I think, maybe just 50 flat. But he had the most efficient 50-point game in NBA history last night, and the Nuggets still lost. So NBA history, and they still lost. Crazy. So not the best one.
Timberwolves contender this year. Anthony Edwards and the crew.
Ooh, contender as in, do I see them in the NBA Finals? No, I don't.
You see them in the Western Conference Finals.
I can see that.
Then they're a contender. I like.
Do I think it's probable? No.
That's fair.
But can I see it?
That's fair.
The game of basketball is a lot of stretches and a lot of hot runs. And if you get hot at the right time, like the Timberwolves have in the last couple of years,
All right,
you got
three more teams for you, and then we can move on to the East. Just make sure I'm not missing any, but yeah, I'm not. All right, number 1, the Grizzlies. Healthy John Morant, healthy Jaren Jackson Jr., Desmond Bane. Oh no, he got traded. Never mind. But the other 2 guys.
I will see you in the play-in, baby.
All righty, we'll see them there. No faith in them at all. But we'll see what you think of these other 2 Mavericks.
I will see you in the 6th seed. If Kyrie comes back and plays the level he can, you have yourself a little mini big 3, in my opinion. A little mini big 3.
Mm-hmm.
Cooper Flag, we saw the rookie performance for the first game. It's his first game. Okay,
Yeah.
calm down. But still,
it wasn't bad. 10-10 is pretty good.
Not at all. I mean, at halftime he was it 0 points or 2 points, a couple turnovers, 6 rebounds, didn't make a shot. So people were overreacting immediately. So calm down.
As the community does. I mean,
the
the
6 or the 7 seed. So.
Oh my God. Well, the thing with Cooper Flag is we'll talk about the rookies here in a second, so we'll wait to that. But other Western Conference team I think is a contender is the San Antonio Spurs. Yeah.
Don't say San Antonio Spurs.
I mean,
they're not a contender.
They are.
Get it out of your mouth.
Victor Wembanyama is the best player in the world. Best basketball player in the world.
Them a contender.
When you have the best basketball player in the world on your team,
and
you're a contender.
Around him is who?
I mean, I'm looking at this cast. It's not terrible. It's just a bunch of young guys.
Yeah, that makes him perfectly not a contender then.
I mean, that's not entirely true.
They're not challenging the Thunder. They're not challenging the Nuggets. They're not challenging the Rockets. End of story. Put them down. Bingo, bango.
I'm not sure. I think they can play against the Rockets. I think they can play against the Thunder or the Nuggets. I think they can play against the Timberwolves. This is a team I could see in the Western Conference Finals. By that logic, they're a contender.
When they lose tonight to the Pelicans, let's have the same attitude.
All right, we'll see what happens. But let's move over to the East. Talk about some contenders. Knicks, obviously a contender. Pacers, a contender. They have No? Okay. He's out. He's out. He's out on the Magic.
Nope. They're not a contender this year. They are easily not a contender this year. They might, in my opinion, I think they make the 9th seed maybe play in.
Wow. Okay.
No Tyrese Halliburton for the entire year.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. He's out.
Pacers are not a contender this year.
Yeah, my fault. I forgot he was out. That's completely on me.
Yep.
You can tell I don't keep up much with NBA offseason. That's not my team. Knicks contender, Cavs contenders. I love the NBA, man.
Oh yeah. Those are 2 contenders right there. First of all, Knicks winning the game at home, huge. And this is always my opinion. I think when the Knicks are good at basketball, I think the NBA is exciting. I'm not gonna lie. I think the NBA is exciting when the Knicks are good at basketball, or at least competitive. Right? When the Knicks were trashy, it's like, like you want the Knicks to be good because humbling Knicks fans is fun. When they eventually lose, it's fun. But in my opinion, that should be I think that's the number 1 team in the East, right there. It's the Cavs and the Knicks.
That's the team to beat.
That's the team to beat in the East. Celtics fell. Mm-hmm. The Thunder beat the Pacers, but the Pacers no longer have Halliburton. And that was a crazy run, immaculate run by Indiana to get there. I think it's the Knicks. I think the fully healthy Knicks. It's there. And the Cavs. I mean, that was the perfect matchup to have on that was second part of the opening night. So that was second day, the actual opening day. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's a good game to have. Good win for the Knicks, even with a couple pieces out. And I like the Knicks to get the 1 or the 2 seed this year.
I would look out for the Orlando Magic this year.
I agree.
That's a team that's going to be competitive in the East. Definitely can go toe-to-toe with the Knicks and the Cavaliers. But you're forgetting a team, Brooks. There's one more in there in the East, and that might be the 76ers.
Do not say the Philadelphia 76ers.
I don't know. And this is going to kind of segue into our next kind of topic of discussion, and that's the rookies. VJ Edgecombe is here, and he might be one of the best players we've ever seen. Most points in a debut since Wilt Chamberlain, and however, the 1950s. 3rd most points in a debut of all time. second most points in his Sixer debut. Most points in that first quarter in an NBA game, beating out LeBron James, and he looked good.
He did
He
look
looked
good.
really good,
He
and
moves. He moves a little weird, like for a rookie. It's kind of funny. I mean, I saw the footage, of course, when he was not a rookie in college as well. But
mhm,
it is funny to see in the NBA. But balled out, man. He balled
yeah,
out. I cannot disrespect. Is he going to continue that? We will have to see. But of course,
yeah,
balled
he
out.
looked good. I mean, he played so well that everyone completely forgot that Tyrese Maxey scored 40 points as well, and Joel Embiid only scored 4.
And he only
So,
scored that.
yeah,
All I saw was all the betting investigation claims. If you want to get into that, we can. But everyone was like, just investigate Embiid. Like
we'll finish the episode with
that was
that.
the funniest thing.
Well, I think he just can't jump anymore. I mean,
Yeah,
I
his
saw
knees are
I saw
fucked.
a clip of that. People were just pointing everything out that yeah, he's not even jumping for rebounds. He's not even jumping for jump shots. He's I don't know what he's
His knees are
doing.
cut, dog.
Yeah, it's over. But it's okay because we have a young core to get us to where we need because we only need him healthy for 2 months of the season, and that's the playoffs. So VJ Edgecombe, Tyrese Maxey is looking like they're going to be a scary backcourt duo for teams to
Could
deal
be.
with.
Could be. Do you remember the last Philadelphia 76er have a really impressive rookie performance on his first game?
Oh yeah, and he's coming back too, baby. So, who are you talking about?
Who are you talking about?
Jared McCain.
What are you doing in his rookie performance? His first game. What
That
did
was
he do?
first game. I think it was like 20 points or something.
Man, that's impressive. I was saying Michael Carter Williams, who put
Oh,
up almost a quadruple double.
that's fair
That
too.
was more kind of the level of Edgecombe plays.
Sorry,
Uh,
that was a little before my time as a Sixers fan, so I
well,
apologize. But yeah, that was gonna be my next point. You got VJ Edgecombe and Tyrese Maxey look like one of the scariest backcourt duos in the league, and then you got Jared McCain coming off the bench, and then Quentin Johnson. I mean, any one of those guys could score 40 on any given night, and that's
well,
4
Quentin
players.
Johnson scored me 0 last night, so I don't have much
Not
faith in
Quentin or Quentin
Johnson.
Grimes. Sorry, my bad.
Quentin Grimes.
Get my Quintins mixed up, which is kind of a crazy statement because how many Quintins do you know? Anyway, I apologize to all the Quintins listening, but yeah, Quentin Grimes was
Holy Quentin Snipe, baby.
yeah Quentin Grimes he give you 42. So
Yeah.
this is Sixers have a very good backcourt all around. It's just gonna be how healthy is Embiid gonna be throughout the season, and how much do we need him? I think a lot of people even forgot that Paul George even plays basketball still. So, I mean, he'll come back. We'll see if he has anything left in his tank. But yeah, let's talk about the rookies though. That's kind of where I was going with this. Let's talk about the rookies. They've all gotten some action in. We know Cooper Flag 10-10. Dylan Harper had a great game in my
Did.
opinion. Or Fears, he had a great game for the Pelicans. You know who didn't have a great game?
Ace Bailey.
So maybe I just didn't know what I was talking about this whole time, Brooks.
Colin Kneppel dropped 11. It's good for him to see him do that.
I think he's gonna be kind of like I think he was drafted to. Like, it sounds bad, but it's really not. He was drafted to like play a certain role for Charlotte, and I think he's gonna be very good at it. Right?
Which is funny because kind of taking a role player at pick 4 is interesting. Not saying like that's the wrong move, but it's just kind of interesting. But yeah, no, you're right. So
I mean, it's not like I'm not trying to like say he's a bad player or anything. Like they took him to be that guy to pass the ball out, shoot threes, and play defense and get rebounds, and that's what he did. I mean, he
you
was
know,
three
you know
for
some
4 from the
fun.
arc, 5 rebounds. Yeah, he did. He did it. He was
I'm
doing everything they need him to do.
just looking back at this draft class, right? Looking back at the first round,
Mm-hmm.
picks 1 through 9 were flat picks, and what I mean by that is I'm saying the team that had the pick, it was their pick, acquired to them by just their own pick, nothing trades, right? First 1 through 9 from Cooper Flag all the way to CMB. From 10 to 30, only 2 picks remained the team that was at that position. And that was pick number 28, Hugo Gonzalez to the Celtics, and that was pick 12 for Noah Essinge from France for the Bulls. Everything else was either a trade or a trade previously to have that pick, which I thought was very funny.
Interesting.
But this draft class is kind of interesting to me. The number one guy I want to look at that I thought had actually a pretty good game. Do you know who that was?
I don't remember his name. Is it the guy on the Nets?
That's a good shout, actually. That was actually a good option right there. I was thinking more of Walter Clayton Jr.
Hmm.
That's who I was looking at. Of course, I think you're talking about did Igor have a good game for the Nets?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a lot of scoring. I think he was like on some sort of minute restriction. I think that was the thing. But like when he was playing, I'll pull up the stats for you because
Well, the Nets
that's what it
also
looks
had
like.
the Nets also had 5 rookies
Yeah,
play.
that's true. But this is
Like,
the first one they took. Yeah, he had 14 points on 22 minutes, 4 from 6 from 3.
yeah.
So when he was
He had a
in, he
good
was
game.
efficient. Yeah.
Um,
I mean, they
I was
lost,
looking at
but
Walter
still.
Clayton too because we're talking about the guy that led the national championship to Florida. Talking
Mhm.
about the kind of the perennial name that was talked about, and he put up a pretty solid game. I think it was 10 points, maybe I think it was 5 assists, 6 rebounds, or 5 rebounds. I mean, good game for him and for the Jazz who look for anything they can get. That's the kind of game you want from a player that is that old. Well, Clayton Jr. I think played
When
4 or
you're
5 years.
Well,
So
yeah,
4 years.
when you take a guy that's that experienced, you expect them to kind of go
But
in
make a
and
play immediately.
yeah, which yeah, looks like he does. I think the question for guys like that is what's his ceiling? Because
Exactly.
you kind of know his floor drafting him. Like you said, 4 or 5 years of college, like you should expect them to know how to at least play somewhat of the next level in the NBA basketball. But the real question is when you take guys like that is what is that ceiling going to be? Yeah, Jazz actually had a pretty good game. Markkanen and Kessler had 42 points combined. That's pretty good. Other side of the ball, Clippers.
Ooh.
The kind of Steelers of the NBA, just a bunch of old dudes. This was a team. I don't think anyone that actually knows what they're talking about is going to say this team's going to be contending for an NBA title, but I'm sure there's going to be people out there that will. But yeah, Kawhi Leonard, 3 for 9, 1 for 5, 10 points. Not great.
Yep.
James Harden, 5 for 12, 2 for 9, 15 points. He did have 11 assists, so can't say that's terrible. Bradley Beal, 20 minutes, 2 for 5, 1 for 4, 5 points. So, yeah, I mean, you can just look at it too. None of them are playing over 30 minutes. You can just kind of tell this is a weird team, the Clippers. It's just a bunch of old guys, just kind of seeing what they can do. I guess I don't really know what to say,
Yeah,
but
I agree.
we can talk about some quick big matchups that come early on in the season. Like you said, Knicks, Cavs. That's a big game to start the season because both of those teams we expect to be the 1 and 2 in the Eastern Conference Final. Spurs, Mavs. I would also argue that's another big game off rip. I think both of those teams are going to be middle, if not lower or upper middle of the pack in the West. It's pending the Mavericks can put everything together. Like we had, I think the opening game, Rockets Thunder. That's a big game, right? That's two
Yeah.
teams we could see in the Western Conference Final as well. I think the Sixers play the Magic coming up next week. That'll be a big game.
Hawks play. I'm looking forward to that.
What is it?
Hawks play the Magic tonight.
Oh,
At
that'll
least
be
when we're
good.
recording this episode, that'll be a good game.
Knicks play the Celtics. We don't have a lot of thought or hope in the Celtics with Jason Tatum being out, but we'll see if they can do anything. It was a close game against Philadelphia that they
Of course,
lost.
this is way down the line,
Right.
but Jason Tatum has kind of been speedy recovery on that Achilles. If the Celtics make the playoffs, right? We're talking if they make the playoffs. We're talking now that's 11 months out, 11 and a half months out from that injury. I wonder if Jason Tatum comes back or how safe do they play it with their franchise guy? Because if he comes back, you don't have Porzingis anymore. You don't have Horford anymore, but you're still the Celtics with Jason Tatum. Do you try to make that run?
Yeah,
We'll see what happens.
Jaylen Brown's there as well.
Long season ahead of us, and then right when we get near the end, we say it's a short season, but long season ahead of us.
Spurs play the Pelicans tonight as well. That can be a good game. Moving right along. Yeah, nothing really crazy tomorrow. Sunday. Yeah, not a lot of great games after opening week, to be honest. Kind of chills out. Monday, you got Sixers Magic. Thunder Mavericks. That could be a big game, depending on
Yeah.
Cooper Flag gets hot. Nuggets Timberwolves. That'll be a game to watch as well. Grizzlies Warriors. Those are two teams around the same skill level, middle of the pack. Yeah, there's not a lot of exciting matchups for the rest of October, if we're being honest.
There you go.
Cavaliers Celtics. That could be a good one. Pelicans Nuggets. That could be a good one. And this is Halloween. And then, yeah, Halloween, we start group play for the NBA Cup. You want me to read you out those matchups?
God, I'm so old head. No.
Celtics Sixers.
God,
Hawks
I'm so old head.
Pacers.
Get that out of my system.
You play the Pacers. Raptors
Yay.
Cavs. Knicks Bulls. Lakers Grizzlies. Jazz
Ooh.
Suns.
Ooh.
Nuggets Trailblazers.
Ooh.
Pelicans Clippers.
Well, since we're going to be ramping up more NBA content, Baron, do you have any more topics before I jump into this? Maybe this can wrap it up.
Well, I was going to talk about what kind of expectations do we have going into the season. Maybe we can talk about some free agency. We didn't really cover that much in the off season. Any big free agency moves that just really stand out to you that you think are going to be like, okay, this is going to be something big. This is going to lead to something big. Like what would you say to
year,
this?
or as in this upcoming year?
Oh, as in like coming into the season, so last summer.
I think Kevin Durant, of course, that move, that trade, even though it's not a signing, that trade is big.
Can you just talk
That
about
one's
any of it? While we're on the topic of trades, I think Desmond Bane to the Jazz will be very beneficial.
I don't
Or
like
the
that.
Magic.
I don't like that move.
I don't
at
like
all.
what they gave up for it,
Exactly.
but if it pans out, I think, like you said, the East is pretty open for them. If it works, it works. They could, it could take them to a championship. So we'll see. I like that as of now. I'm trying to think if there's any more. Russell Westbrook went to the Kings. I don't think that's a big needle mover for anyone, but it's probably newsworthy, I guess.
Yeah.
I
think
can't really think of much, to be honest.
LeBron, of course, opts in with Los Angeles.
Mhm.
Al Horford moving to the Warriors. I think Nickeil Alexander-Walker going to the Hawks is a good move for the Hawks. They just need to make him not shoot as much, but a good defensive option piece for them to have. They need to play a team that has like the Luka Doncic, that has that thing you can shield your Trae Young off to somebody else, and you can put Nickeil Alexander-Walker to guard somebody. Or and you have Dyson Daniels, right? You have good perennial defenders on that team that can make you a good solid run. I think the Hawks' ceiling is a 3 or 4 seed. I think their floor can be all the way to the 9 or 8 seed. But the team is not a bad. I mean, Kristaps Porzingis went to the Hawks as well. The Hawks are an interesting team to look at in the East.
It's true. Yeah, they're definitely one of those wild cards, but you know how it is. You're just probably going to wind up back in the play-in, so we'll see. But
yeah, if we do, I'm ending it all.
Yeah, Sixers were able to retain Quentin Grimes, but he's playing for a contract in the upcoming season, so hopefully that's a little more motivating. Who else is there any? You were taking a look at the upcoming free agency list. Who's playing for money this season? Who should we look out for?
The biggest name, in my opinion, the one that's playing for money, is going to be Trae Young, in my opinion. I think Trae Young is the number one player we have to look out for this free agency. The Hawks could not agree to a deal with him. The first game that we saw, Trae Young wasn't at his best, but we're talking about a guy that, depending on who you ask, it's a lot of varying opinions. You can have guys that say he's one of the best guards in the East. You have guys saying he's still an issue on defense, which should make him as highly paid. He's going to get the max contract wherever he goes. No doubt about it. And it's all going to start with the Hawks. He does have a player option. He's not going to pick it up because he's going to make more money. Right. He's coming in. He'll be 28 years old when he hits the summer. So kind of probably his last big deal before he goes to 33 or 32 and then kind of falls off. So it'll be interesting to see. I think he's going to be the number one guy that plays for money and will make it happen. LeBron, of course, always has an option.
Quentin Grimes will be, so hopefully he balls out. But my thing with Trae Young, right, and this is not kind of targeted at him specifically because I'll admit he's a good basketball player.
Yes.
My thing with the implementation of the second apron, right? You already see lots of contenders starting to suffer. You could argue that's why the Mavericks did what they did. You could argue that's why the Nuggets and the Celtics just traded players away and didn't get much in return, in terms of like getting players back. So my thing for Trae Young, and like you said, depending on who you ask, he's one of the best guards in the East, or he's a defensive liability who only has this great offensive upside. To me, if he doesn't have like an all NBA year, I don't know if a team's going to want to give him the max. Just based, like a contending team is going to want to give him the max, just kind of based on how they're trying to crack down on the salary cap. I mean, you look at some of the Eastern contenders, the Knicks have no room for him. The Magic have no room for him. The Cavs have no room for him. The Sixers have no room for him. Celtics have no room for him. So if he wants to go to an Eastern Conference contending team, which he probably wouldn't want to, I mean, that's just not a move that he can make right there at 28. If he wants to play for a championship. And you look at the West, kind of very similar. Nuggets are in no position to make that kind of trade. Rockets probably wouldn't either. Nuggets, maybe. I don't know. If you want to keep Jamal Murray, probably not. You wouldn't keep both of them. So it's interesting. Like you said, he didn't have a great first game, and granted, it's one game. But if I think he has isn't an All NBA year, I don't think there's going to be a team that besides maybe like the Hornets. I don't even know if they'd want to, depending on how. I think Brandon Miller might win Most Improved Player this year. I think that's one of my takes for the season. I'm just gonna say that later. I guess I'll throw it out there now. But I think he's gonna win Most Improved Player, so they might save that money for him. But maybe the Wizards. Like that's just kind of the state we're at here in the NBA. So I don't know.
We'll see what happens. I think there'll be a team that definitely will open the pocketbooks for Trae Young, and I think a winning team would be able to do it as well.
Yeah, that's my whole thing is how much money is a contender going to want to give a guy like Trae Young, and that's for all players in his situation. That's going to be like that, that aren't playing for a team that wants to go to a contending team, but wants money as well. So that's going to create a lot more confidence, which is good for the league, as it should. We shouldn't be advocating for super teams. We want more competition. So hopefully, yeah. But I know you want to talk about the scandal. Or the arrest, whatever we want to call it. Am I right?
Let's talk about. Let's end the episode with that. Actually, okay. Let's talk about one more thing before. Very quick, Baron. Do you have? I've told on this episode that I have the Thunder going back to back. Do you have anybody else maybe in your mind, or you have the Thunder going back to back
from the West?
Winning the NBA championship.
Oh, I could see the Magic.
At the East, I'm taking the Knicks.
I could see
the West. I'm taking the Thunder, and I'm taking the Thunder.
And biasly, I can see the Sixers. VJ Edgecombe, Rookie of the Year. Let's go, baby.
All right, bud.
Take us to the promised land.
Okay. All right.
Seriously, yeah, no, I'd probably say the Knicks or the Magic or the Cavs. Those would be my three.
To win the East or win the title?
To compete with the Thunder.
Okay. All right. Well, let's end this episode, of course, with kind of the flaming hot story, not only in basketball, but in terms of news as well. I mean, this is a news story as well. 3 arrests have been made. Well, multiple arrests have been made, but 3 in the NBA. Of course, Chauncey Billups, Terry Rozier, and Damon Jones arrested for 2 for illegal betting scandals. And 1 for a mafia-run poker.
That's the interesting one to me.
That was interesting to me as well. What? So that was interesting. All plead innocence. Actually, the 2 I've heard is Rozier and Billups. I've not heard much about Damon Jones' case yet. Damon Jones leaked information about LeBron's injuries to other people, who then bet the Bucks to win when they played the Bucks. Terry Rozier, of course, with the unders on his foot injury that he had, and then Chauncey Billups with the poker. Baron, what's your overall thoughts not only on sports betting, but this happening as well?
I think sports betting is bad for sports. Just as the we're not talking about sports as the entertainment, as like just the actual sport. Because, well, I mean, when you look at guys like Terry Rozier, and I mean, let's be completely honest. He's not the only person in sports history that's done this. But yeah, I mean, you just can't have that at that sort of level. I mean, you can. I just feel like there's two ways to go about it, right? Like you either fully buy into the monetization of sports and sports gambling, and you kind of just let this activity sort of take place. Because if you do, I mean, yeah, people are gonna do that. Um, whether they get caught or not, there's nothing you can really do to stop it or regulate it. Like you can't make athletes like, oh, you can't have gambling accounts. Like you could tell them that they're gonna do it anyway. Like there's ways to get around rules that you make. So I think it's got to be sort of an all or nothing deal, and I would argue on the side for nothing. I mean, to me, sports gambling, I get the fun of it, like the thrill of it, but I think there's other ways that you can enjoy watching a sports game without having money on it. And in a perfect world, to me, it wouldn't exist.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I see what you mean, but I think honestly it's kind of unstoppable at this point. It's going to continue to grow. It's going to continue to grow and continue to keep being a
It's just gonna
thing. I
make it
mean,
worse. I think it's just the monetization of everything in sports is just yeah.
yeah. Like I don't want to sound hypocritical. Like I will come on here and say I sports bet, like I do it. But like the issue is with how I am part of the problem, which is like how big it's becoming, right? And then you have, I think, which is the biggest thing, right? Sports betting back in the day was taboo. I mean, you didn't really talk about it much. If it happened, nobody really knew. Of course, Pete Rose kind of made the biggest story of sports betting, at least in a grand scale. Of course, him being one of the best players ever played baseball, get caught, banned from the Hall of Fame, and then right when he died this year, they came out and said, "Oh, well, now he's unbanned, right? And now he's going to make the Hall of Fame." Um, so how do I say this? I think the biggest issue is that the league is partnering with these sports betting companies. Now, I know that's going to make them a lot more money, but that to me is the problem. Because if the league came down and said, this isn't right, that makes sense. But the league is promoting people to sports bet. They're telling them, hey, take this parlay. Hey, if you join now, you get this bonus. I mean, you're the ones promoting it. The players are going to do it. And the biggest issue to me right now, not only to me, this isn't even the biggest issue in terms of sports betting. The NCAA is now going to let college athletes sports bet. To me, that's the biggest issue because we're talking about guys that, although NIL is a thing now, we're talking about guys that maybe don't make as much money, could be sports betting. Teammates be like, hey, can you shoot under so I can make this much money? You know what I'm saying? Like things like
Not
that.
even teammates. I mean, yeah, just wait till he gets to just
Like
friends
you'll have
that go
friends,
to other schools.
people who are in your class. Like I've sat next to athletes before. Imagine they'd be like, "Oh, I have this foot injury. Boom! I can bet them, make some money." Like it's gonna be an issue. That's my biggest thing. That's my biggest takeaway.
Yeah. I mean, there's also like I know it's not legal, or regulated, but you can gamble on high school sports now, and that's not good for those kids. I mean,
That's crazy.
You're introducing them to this world where they're just. I mean, I think even for college, I think you shouldn't. I think we should go back. You shouldn't be allowed to bet on college stuff. I'm old when I say this, but I think NIL has ruined college football in every aspect. But I think just go back to where you're playing to get to the next level to make money. That's what that level should be. But that's fair. I get people need money to make, and colleges are making money off of them. I get all that, but just look at what it's doing for sports. It's just not good. Yeah, it's promoting. I mean, let's call it what it is: insider trading, and that's illegal. That's why the FBI stepped in and arrested them. You just can't be doing it. And
that's what I think people don't understand. Is I understand the administration and the controversy with the administration, but this is also the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
I think what a lot of people aren't talking about is the NBA. Again, I don't know about Chauncey Billups or the other guy, but we know the NBA conducted an investigation into Terry Rozier and these accusations months ago. And
Years ago, actually.
Oh, I thought it was months ago.
2023 is
Oh
when it
yeah,
goes back to.
yeah, my bad. Yeah, and they came out and said, yeah, nothing happened. And now the FBI has come in and said, yeah, something's happened. So now that puts into question the integrity of the league,
Agreed.
because it's
Agreed.
like, well, they had to have found it. If the FBI, either they don't have the resources capable of figuring out, or they did, or just trying to cover it up. But the FBI stepped in and found it. So it's like, and people also have to understand, like, the FBI doesn't just arrest people if they think that they have something. Like, they only do that when they have them. So they found evidence that think is very convicting of these three individuals and the illegal activity they committed. So yeah, it puts a lot of things in question. I know the NBA is, at this point in its history, is not going through a great time period of its integrity being questioned all around. Just with Adam Silver and the way he's run it. So yeah, I think this is a big moment in sports history for sure.
And we'll see where this goes, because I personally think these aren't the only people.
Oh,
Like,
that's
these are not
absolutely
the
not.
only people.
It's
So
1,000, and it's not the only league either. There's
yeah,
1,000%
exactly.
NFL players doing this. There's 1,000% MLB players doing this. Hockey players, soccer players, golf players, swimmers, runners.
Me, MLB 1,000,000,000%. 162 games. Oh, I think something's happening. So
Are you kidding me? I mean, I know they're all just jokes, but like, look how easy it would be for an NFL quarterback to. I mean, look how many people think Carson Wentz was involved with it just with how poor he played. Like, think of how easy it would be for an NFL quarterback.
but
Like let me
no,
throw out a hypothetical for you real quick. Tua Tagovailoa having a terrible season. Probably gonna get cut. He knows it's over. So what if one game he just throws five million on his under and just plays like absolute dog shit?
well, they see what
What's
happened.
stopping him from doing that?
You see what happened to Terry Rozier? His punishment.
No, what was it?
He had to forfeit like a lot of money. He had to put up his home in Florida, his $6 million home. He had to put up, no longer his ownership, and like he gets no bail, like so, like crazy things like that.
I mean,
Here's
it's
my thing.
highly. I mean, again, I think they arrested them on
Baseball.
charges of fraud and RICO, and that's that's
Baseball is
bad.
baseball's the easiest sport because okay, I bet on baseball, right? Baseball, you have over under hits. How hard is it to hit a baseball? They say it's one of the hardest things you can do. And if you take somebody's under like half a hit, that is an underdog plus money, right? So you're going to double your money. So all you have to do is just not hit the baseball one game. You go 0-3, 0-4.
I mean,
Boom.
I think just college sports in general is also terrible. I mean, I'm not going to say names or anything, but like, I know people that play for Division 1, Division 2, Division 3 athletics that give team secrets, team knowledge to their friends to give them favorable betting advantages. Like,
Yeah.
take this guy. His foot's tweaked. He's only gonna play He's only gonna play one series. Or take this guy's under. He's has a hurt hand. Like, I know that stuff exists personally. So it's just like, yeah. I mean, to me, if I had my way, sports gambling would not exist. I think it's crazy how much they promote sports gambling, but they don't promote alcohol, which is, I think, even like, because it gets back to it, you're promoting an addictive behavior, which I
Yeah.
think is terrible, and you're pushing it to. I mean, they're not directly, but you're exposing kids to it as well, which is the whole argument with advertising alcohol and stuff like that is, oh, you don't want to expose kids to it, but like, you could turn on a YouTube video about just for sports highlights, and the first thing you'll see is a FanDuel ad, and I know 8-year-olds click on those, so it's just like, it's ridiculous. Yeah, and I hate it. But let's end on a positive note. MVP, Brooks, who you got?
I'll go Wemby.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say. Defensive Player of the Year.
Wemby.
Okay. Yeah, I like that too. No guard shout this year.
Wemby more for DPOY than MVP, but
No guard shout this year.
no.
All right. I think it is a little too early for Defensive Player of the Year. So yeah, I think Wembanyama is the
I haven't really
easiest
tapped into
choice
my
right here.
most improved player yet either.
It's gonna be Brandon Miller. Trust.
All right.
Brandon Miller's gonna hit that 6th man of the year. I'm unbiasedly gonna say this. I think it might be Jared McCain.
I was kind of thinking that. But I don't know, just because you said it, and I was thinking as well that guard backcourt could take some minutes away from Jared McCain.
That's true.
And I'll have to do a little more research into it. Next episode of NBA, I'll count my award winners.
There's another guy for six man I liked. Thunder. Who was it? I'm gonna be so upset when I see it.
Dude, let me check the betting odds on who it is.
Yeah, why don't you go and look at the betting odds? We have a little time.
Naz Reid, of course, is always going to be there.
Yeah.
DeAndre Hunter is the favorite.
Interesting.
Let's see. Karis LeVert, Jared McCain is plus 2,200.
Karis LeVert's a good shout.
Anthony Simons, I like Anthony Simons to be. Actually, I like him to be a starter sometimes.
Yeah.
Give me Anthony Simons, man. Let's do it. All right.
Okay. Maybe Obi Toppin.
Yeah, maybe you can
Pacers.
bet on him.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. And last but not least, who's your rookie of the year? You already know who mine is.
I'm taking Cooper Flag.
Fair enough, but it's not because the whole league's gonna get edged.
All right, that'll be another episode. That's crazy. Let's end on that.
They're not.
No, let's end.
They're not ready for it. Whole league's getting edged.
That'll be another episode of Nothing Green. Thank y'all for listening. Who are y'all award winners this year, and what about the betting scandals in the NBA? Thank y'all so much for listening, and peace.